Let's look back into the Pink Puff's most adventurous outing yet. A game that not only expanded the boundaries of this quirky character's universe, but also set a new standard for platformers in the 90s. Welcome to the star-studded world of Kirby Super Star, a classic that has captivated gamers since its release on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Kirby Super Star, known in Japan as Kirby of the Stars Super Deluxe, brought gamers a unique collection of minigames and subgames, each offering a fresh take on the platform genre. What made this game a standout wasn't just its innovative gameplay or its charming graphics, it was how it brought players together, offering cooperative gameplay long before this became a standard feature in gaming. Crafted by HAL Laboratory, the minds behind Kirby's inception, Kirby Super Star was a labor of love that aimed to pack not one, but multiple adventures into a single cartridge, each with its own flavor and challenge. It's a game that decades later still holds a special place in hearts of those experienced it firsthand. Let's zoom in on the canvas of the late 90s to see why Kirby Super Star is more than just a game. It's a vibrant chapter in video game history. Delving into the development history of Kirby Super Star, we find a project that blossomed under the guidance of Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Kirby. Development kicked off in the early 1990s, a time when the gaming industry was rapidly evolving with new technological advancements. HAL Laboratory wanted to leverage the enhanced capabilities of the Super Nintendo to create a Kirby game that was not just another sequel, but a reinvention of the platform genre. Sakurai, known for his innovative approach to game design, envisioned Kirby Super Star as a compilation that would cater to various game tastes by incorporating multiple games within a single title. This conception was ambitious, considering the technical limitations of the era. The development team faced the challenge of balancing memory constraints with the desire to pack in rich graphics, multiple game modes, and a two-player cooperative gameplay option. The team at HAL Laboratory pushed the SNES hardware to its limits. They implemented advanced programming techniques to manage sprite animations that were more complex and colorful than those seen in earlier Kirby games. This allowed for a smoother and more visually appealing experience. The game also featured an innovative mechanic where Kirby could swallow enemies and copy not only their abilities, but also summon a helper character that could be controlled by a second player, deepening the gameplay complexity and replay value. The development of Kirby Super Star was not without its hurdles though. Balancing the game's multiple modes to ensure each felt unique yet cohesive required careful planning and numerous iterations. The team spent considerable time fine-tuning the game's mechanics to make sure that each sub-game was not only fun, but also seamlessly integrated into the overall Kirby universe. In the end, Kirby Super Star launched with 8 distinct games packed into a single cartridge, each with its own set of challenges and gameplay styles. This game compendium approach allowed players to experience traditional platforming in Spring Breeze, a simplified version of Kirby's Dream Land, while also diving into more complex and narrative-driven adventures like the Great Cave Offensive, which introduced treasure hunting elements that were new to the series. Each game within Kirby Super Star utilized the core mechanic of Kirby's ability to copy enemy powers, but the way these abilities were implemented varied significantly across the different modes. For example, Meta Knight's Revenge is a shoot-'em-up style minigame where Kirby flies and battles enemies in the air, contrasting sharply with the puzzle-solving and exploration elements in the Great Cave Offensive. The introduction of the helper system was a revolutionary feature in Kirby Super Star. When Kirby swallows certain enemies and copies their abilities, he can also create a helper character that can be controlled by a second player. This added a cooperative multiplayer element that was rare for platformers at the time. The ability to play cooperatively not only made the game more engaging, but also enhanced its replayability, as players could experience the game differently depending on which roles they assumed. The game also introduced a dynamic health system, where instead of collecting static health items as in previous games, players could now summon a helper or convert a helper back into a power-up item to restore Kirby's health. This mechanic added some depth to the gameplay, requiring players to make decisions on the fly whether to keep their helper for additional support or sacrifice them for a health recovery. Graphically, Kirby Super Star was a showcase of the SNES's capabilities, featuring bright, colorful visuals and detailed animations that brought the world of Dreamland to life with more depth and vibrancy than ever before. The game showcased an evolution in Kirby's world, with graphics that took full advantage of the Super Nintendo's capabilities, delivering vibrant, multi-layered backgrounds and sprites that were more animated and expressive than ever before. This leap in graphic quality provided a richer, more immersive gaming experience that was both visually appealing and technically impressive. One of the standout features in Kirby Super Star was its use of parallax scrolling and detailed environments, which created a sense of depth and movement that was quite advanced for the time. The levels were designed with a keen eye for color and detail, making each world within the game feel unique and alive. The attention to detail was also evident in the characters' animations. Kirby's expressions and movements were varied and fluid, showcasing a range of emotion from joy to determination, which added a lot of personality to the game. The character design was another area where Kirby Super Star shined. Each enemy and ally Kirby encountered was distinct, with their own set of animations that not only defined their character, but also provided visual cues to their abilities. This was especially important given the game's copy ability mechanic, where visual consistency helped players quickly recognize which powers Kirby could acquire. Upon its release, Kirby Super Star was met with widespread acclaim, quickly becoming one of the most beloved titles in the Kirby franchise and a cherished classic on the Super Nintendo. Critics and players alike praised the game for its innovative gameplay mechanics, particularly, as said earlier, the introduction of the helper system. The game's variety in terms of its multiple game modes was another aspect that received a lot of positive attention, offering more content than a typical platform of the era. From a sales perspective, Kirby Super Star performed exceptionally well, solidifying Kirby's place as a leading Nintendo franchise. Its success in the markets both in Japan and internationally helped to further establish the Super Nintendo as a dominant platform during the console wars of the 1990s. The game's ability to attract both seasoned gamers and newcomers contributed significantly to its high sales figures, making it one of the best-selling games of its time. The awards and accolades that followed were a testament to its quality and impact. Kirby Super Star was often featured in top game rankings for the system, and its design influenced numerous other games in the genre. Beyond its initial reception, the legacy of Kirby Super Star is evident in how it influenced the development of later Kirby games. Elements like the helper system and the blending of multiple game types into one coherent package have reoccurred in various forms in later entries of the series. This game set a precedent for the kind of creativity and diversity that would become hallmarks of the Kirby franchise. The Kirby fan community has been particularly inventive, with Kirby Super Star often cited as an inspiration for various fan-created content. This includes everything from fan art and music covers to full-fledged game mods that introduce new levels or remix existing ones. The game's robust and flexible design made it a fertile ground for modders, who have extended its lifespan well beyond that of a typical video game. Among the notable fan endeavors is the vibrant speedrunning community that has embraced Kirby Super Star. The game's multiple modes and varied gameplay challenges have made it a popular choice for speedrunners looking to showcase their skills in a dynamic and competitive format. These speedrunning events not only highlight the game's enduring appeal, but also help to introduce it to new audiences. Merchandising and cross-media appearances have also played a significant role in sustaining the game's legacy. Kirby's endearing design and the iconic visuals of Kirby Super Star have been featured on a wide range of merchandise, from the clothing and plush toys to stationery and household items. These products have helped maintain the game's visibility and relevance, continuing to attract new fans to Kirby's delightful universe. In examining Kirby Super Star with the broader context of 90s platform games, its unique position becomes apparent, particularly when contrasted with contemporaries like Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country. These games were all pivotal in defining the capabilities of the Super Nintendo, but did so in distinctly different ways. Super Mario World emphasized expansive world building and intricate level design, while Donkey Kong Country was lauded for its groundbreaking graphics and atmospheric depth. Kirby Super Star, on the other hand, distinguished itself through innovative use of multiple game modes and its pioneering approach to cooperative gameplay. As we wrap up our deep dive of the world of Kirby Super Star, it's clear that this isn't just a game. It's a cultural phenomenon wrapped in a pink, puffy package. Who knew that inhaling enemies and stealing their powers could be more than just a fun party trick, but a blueprint for one of the most beloved platformers of the Super Nintendo era? Kirby Super Star has not just survived the test of time, it has thrived, outlasting many of its contemporaries with its charming graphics, innovative gameplay, and the sheer joy it brings to players. It's the game that keeps on giving, whether through its numerous game modes that have more variety than a buffet dinner, or its co-op gameplay that turns friends into frenemies after one too many stolen power-ups. And so, Kirby Super Star stands a testament to the creativity of HAL Laboratory and the enduring appeal of Kirby himself. A character who proves that being round and pink is all you really need to make a mark in video game history. In the grand tapestry of gaming, Kirby isn't just a star. He's a whole galaxy, continuing to expand the boundaries of fun and sucking us all into his adorable, ever-hungry vortex. Let's face it, in a world full of game overs and dark souls, sometimes what we really need is a little pink puff of happiness. Kirby, we salute you. If you enjoyed exploring the history and making of Kirby Super Star, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.